eyes were green, not blue.
In Dublin City.
And who is this person who knows so much about your husband's eyes? And how dare you come to my husband's wake and tell me that his eyes are green and not blue? Rory, what is the meaning of this person? And why is she talking to me this way?
Kathleen, calm down. You know Lafferty had lots of friends. I'm sure she didn't mean a thing by it.
I meant exactly what I meant, and that is that Charlie Lafferty's eyes were green, not blue. I've looked into those eyes enough to know.
Oh, in Dublin City.
Well, how do you know? Then maybe you were trying to court his attention then. Is that it?
Lafferty and I spent time together. I will not hide it anymore.
You spent time together? What is she saying? What is she saying?
Kathleen, be calm.
Don't tell me to be calm! This woman says she's spent time with Big Charlie. Who the hell are you?
Molly Greeny from Dublin.
Ooh, you come like the bad weather, don't you? And you can go back to Dublin too, can't you?
I will not. James thought I should be here, didn't you, James?
Oh, James, you've got some explaining to do. And here she comes.
James Lafferty, you mean to tell me that you knew about this woman and you didn't tell me? How could you do this to me? Speak up!
I come to pay my respects. Charlie would have wanted to see me here with the rest of you.
Ladies, please.
Father, I don't mean to cause a row. You know Charlie would have wanted me to be here. And I'm not leaving.
He'll blast you to hell, Molly. May you rot in the pauper's plot.
Why, you mean thing. May you soon find out there's no pause in May the devil throw you into the pit of ashes 7 miles below hell.
Well, may you go to hell and not have a drop of porter to quench your thirst.
The curse of Cromwell on you.
Oh, Cromwell! Well, let me tell you something. When the bottom drops out of purgatory, may you join the Protestants in hell!
Ladies. Come over here and sit down. And you, sit over there. It's like a boxing match. Lafferty would have loved it. Now, Kathy, sure, fighting in your heart. She's come all the way from Dublin. Kathy, a soft word has never broken a tongue yet.
I'll see you in hell! The death
Time out! I think we could use a brief one. I think we use some refreshment. Father, will you take Molly into the lobby, please? And Seamus, will you take your mother-in-law into the ladies? There's refreshments in the lower Admiral. Thank you very much.
Mary, how about you? Was that tea you were drinking? Now hold fast to your resolve, Mary. I know it's hard, but hold fast. Now I want to put everybody's mind at ease about that little interchange we had a few minutes ago. Rest assured, everything is fine between Kathleen and Molly. The girls are locked in the ladies' loo as we speak. You should see them. They're just like sisters. They're old chums. But you know, don't you, that before women call anybody sisters, they usually call each other other names before that. You know that. Well, turns out that they both attended St. Figida's School for Nervous and Unmanageable Girls. Oh, speaking of St. Figida's, oh, I must tell you about a pilgrimage that our parish is planning to St. Figida. It's a truly rewarding experience. Pass this on down. One that you won't want to pass up. Now, St. Frigida is in Tralee, County Kerry. Now, we have 2 buses. Pass that down to the good-looking little girl. Pass that. Okay. Now, it's in County Kerry. We have 2 buses arranged. Now, I arranged this myself. There's nothing, a little drop of the dew. Medicinal purposes only. Now, then we'll stop off at the Druid Ruins. They're a tribute to St. Figida, blessed martyr. Now, remember your history. It was in 422 A.D. that St. Figida was slapped to death by her Druid teachers who couldn't stand her constant fidgeting. $40 a day includes the round-trip ticket from Ballyslattery to Tralee with the lunch at Tullamore. I know you won't want to pass this up. There's just a few tickets left, so don't be late. Get right on. You're going, aren't you? You're not going to pass this up. Oh. Mary's going. Mary. You're lying to a priest.
Have a drink, Father.
Oh, yes, I will have a wee bit. Have you noticed how we Irish talk a little different? We answer a question, and then we ask it. We do. We say things. You won't be having a drink, will you?
Will ya?
Or, you're not going out, are you? You know what I mean. Well, reminds me of these 2 fellas. They were in a pub in Belfast. And the one fella says to the other fella, "What's new?" And the one fella says, "There's good news and there's bad news," he said. And the other fella says, "What's the bad news?" And the other fella says, "They're British. They've landed on the moon," he said. And the other fella says, "And what's the good news?" he said. And the other one said, "All of them!" That's Mary. She's explaining it to her friend. Speaking of my friend Casey, he goes to the doctor. And the doctor's examining him and he says, "Casey, I can't seem to find anything wrong with you. I'll have to put it down to drink." And Casey says, "That's okay, doctor. I'll come back when you're sober." The doctor is examining Casey. "Casey, I want you to walk 10 miles a day." A week goes by, and Casey calls, "Doctor, I'm 100 miles from home. What do I do now?" Casey, he found himself in London one night, don't you know? Very late, 12:30 at night. And he's in the underground, the subway, very late at night. And he sees this sign, big sign, and it says, "Dogs must be carried on the escalator." And he says, "Oh, good God, where am I going to find a dog at this hour?"
That reminds me of a story about Casey, Father's good friend. Casey's sitting down at supper, and the wife comes up behind him with a frying pan right across the back of his head. What was that for, says Casey. The wife says, well, I was going through your trousers the other day, and I found a piece of paper with the name Marianne on it. Well, says Casey, I told you I was going to go to the races. That was the name of my horse. Oh, I'm sorry, says the wife. A week goes by, and Casey's sitting down again for supper. The wife comes up behind him again and with the same frying pan back across the head. My God, what was that for, says Casey. Your horse just called.
Well, I enjoy children's stories as well, don't you?
Oh, I do.
I think horses and children go together, right?
They do.
Well, there's this little Catholic boy, and he's talking to the little Jewish boy. And the Catholic boy, he says, my priest knows more than your rabbi. And the Jewish boy says, of course he does. Could you tell him everything?
Oh, there were three friends, and they wanted to get into the Olympic Games without a ticket. There was an Englishman, a Scotsman, and an Irish fellow. The Englishman's name was Bentley. The Scotsman's name was McGregor, and of course the English lad was Murphy, as usual. Well now, the English fella has a brilliant idea of how to get in without a ticket. There's a big pole on the ground beside him. He puts it up under his arm, and he blatantly walks up to the gate and says, Bentley, England, pole vault. And they let him in. Well, the Scotsman, he picks up a manhole cover and he walks up to the gate and says, McGregor, Scotsman, discus. And they let him in. Well now, there's a roll of barbed wire laying there. Murphy picks it up under his arm, walks up to the gate and says, Murphy, Ireland, fencing.
Never forget the first time I met Lafferty. Many years ago. It was in the pub right here. He was standing at the bar having a pint. I walked up to him. I stood beside him and he said, do you take a drink? I said, I do. And he said, don't take this one.
Oh, that reminds me of another story about Father's friend Casey. Casey was driving a taxi in London a little while ago, and he picks up a nun. And as they're driving along, Casey says, you know, sister, I've always been curious what would it be like to kiss a nun. Oh, well, says the sister, that's unusual, but I'd never let that happen unless you were Catholic and you're single. Well, says Casey, sister, I am Catholic and I am single. So the nun says, okay, and she kisses him. It's not bad. And they're driving along a little further, and Casey starts to laugh. And he says to himself, I got something here. And she says, the nun says, what are you laughing about? What's so funny? And he says, sister, I have a confession to make. I have to tell you, I'm not Catholic, and I'm not single. Well, says the sister, I have a confession of my own. I'm on my way to a masquerade party, and my name is Kevin! The sisters, you know, this would be a good time, Ignatius, for us to have a wonderful Irish song.
good to see you and Molly, arm in arm, as it should be.
Well, I jump to conclusions, don't you know? And Eileen, I think you'll jump to conclusions too.
Yes, Eileen, you did. Kathleen and I have just had the best heart-to-heart going over old times. We haven't seen each other for such a long time, not since we graduated from St. Visitas. That's our school. Come on, girls, we're gonna rule. St. When we were girls. You know, Kathleen, after I graduated from college, I moved to Dublin, and I've lived there ever since.
Well, I can't believe I didn't recognize you right away. And I'm so ashamed, Molly, for jumping to conclusions and getting so angry.
Oh, that's water over the bridge now, Kathleen. Seamus, give Molly and Kathleen something to drink.
Please, give that to Molly, please.
Oh, certainly.
I think they needed that.
Well, Molly. And just how did you know me, Doc?
Well, I knew your Don when we were young. I was in the pub that night when Kathleen met your Don. And himself, and I married his best friend, don't you know, Jimmy Greeny. Ah, himself and Jimmy used to have the best times together.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he kept in touch with Jimmy.
Well, yes. They just had the best. And then Jimmy died young, you know. He was only married. We were only married 5 years. But your doll was such a help to me.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yes, they were best friends to the end. Didn't he ever tell you about the time he came to Dublin? We had such fine times together.
I don't recall.
I was said, why don't you bring Kathleen along? Did he ever tell you about the time we took the ferry to Liverpool?
Oh. Well, it's so nice that you were thinking of me.
Yes, I said. I was so surprised he didn't bring you along. Well, that was such a glorious day when we were on the ferry. A lovely Irish day. And I had packed a lunch. A lovely piece of beef I got. And I sliced it thin, just the way he liked it.
Who?
What?
Who? The way who liked it?
Well, Jimmy liked it thin.
Well, it had to have been Jimmy, because my Charlie liked his slices thick.
He did.
Yes, he did.
He did. That's a fact. He did.
Oh, the truth is, he liked it thick.
Well, he ate it thin, and he seemed to enjoy the beef very much.
Well, Lafferty was just the soul of politeness. Wouldn't you say, Father?
Indeed, he ate whatever was put in front of him.
There we were on the ferry, on the top deck, and the sun was shining, and it was just a glorious day.
You already said that, dear. Seamus, give me another drink. This time, don't be so stingy with the whiskey. I swear it's the Scotch blood.
Anyway, I don't remember where Jimmy had got himself to, but it can't have been far. It was a boat, after all.
A ferry.
Yes, but I remember us looking for a place to sit. And I found 2 lovely chairs right by the railing.
2?
Yes, 2.
Well, what was poor Jimmy supposed to do? Float along beside you?
Well, no, of course not. As I said, I don't remember where Jimmy was, as I was spreading the lunch. And there I was, spreading the lunch, and Charlie was going on about how lovely the beef looked. Lovely, thin slices. Then he said, well, he had a thirst, and so he was going to go to the bar and get us some drinks. So I was busy spreading the sandwiches, and I brought along this very nice mustard. And I was spreading the mustard on the sandwiches.
My Charlie hated mustard.
Did he?
Yes, hated it.
Well, I don't recall him carrying on about the mustard. But when he came back from the bar with our drinks, his chair was gone. "Where's my chair?" he said in that gruff way he had. You know, that gruff way he had.
Do you think my Charlie had a gruff way? Well, do ya? Ah.
Well, yes, he did. "Where's my chair?" And I said, "That man over there took it when I wasn't looking." "Aha!" he roared, and he marched down to this dark, dusky-haired man, and he looked at him with a terrible stare, and he tapped him on the shoulder, and he said, "Ye'll stand up." Well, thank you very much. You must have gone to a good Catholic school. Anyway, when the man stood up, he grabbed the chair out from underneath him. But the man was so surprised, he grabbed it too. And they were sitting there wrestling that chair back and forth. And Charlie's face is getting all purple. And finally he grabs the chair, twists it out of the man's hand, and marches back up to the railing beside me, plunks it down, and drops into it. Well, Molly, my girl, I guess I showed him, didn't I? Indeed you did, Lafferty. Indeed you did. But, Lafferty, that wasn't the man.
Oh, that was Lafferty, all right. How many times did I say, Lafferty, look before you leap?